Our chapter 1, the honors to the elders and apostles of good wisdom, as you can see in the title. This was actually a dream that I had this night. And basically, it's really hard to remember because, it's basically messed up, to remember all the details when it was actually completely torture. All right. So at the beginning, you had basically a woman, okay, what I believe was a politician, all right, and all of a sudden she came basically out with a jab, okay, and the needle was very long, okay, so basically we knew something is not going right here, so this was the symbol for this is actually a torture jab, basically, So, in Germany we have kind of like a politic major step here, okay? So, you have Angela Merkel, all right? And she can basically decide things on her own, okay? Which was before that, so before today, okay? It's actually the 19th of April, okay? Before today, she couldn't do that, okay? But now, because we have in Germany 18 different lands, basically, and they decide kind of like on their own, right? And, but she made that plan, back to 16, 19 years ago or so, you would say, okay, the wicked elite, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you see. So basically, this is a major step in prophecy in Germany. All right. So I believe that was kind of like a process of going over these dogs that I had yesterday. All right, by making a video in the German tongue about these things, right? But it basically escalated, man. All right. You had this one woman again with the jab in her hand, man. Okay, and all of a sudden, all the people bugged out, man. And for me, it was a symbol that people that okay, and that act like they are with you, they're basically against you at some point, okay? And you will not, they're basically actors, okay, until all hell breaks loose, where they basically turn out to be the evil ones, just like Judas Iscariot, you see? And really, you have many vipers, Judas Iscariots here in wherever you are, man, all right? So be aware of that, of course, okay? You can't trust nobody but Yahweh Shai, all right? You can't trust nobody, man. That's what I believe you showed me also in the stream, man. Okay, all of a sudden, I try to remember the details. All the people bugged out, man. Okay, we had tables, and all the tables were basically thrown in the room, we were basically all the people were kind of, confused, but also kind of freaked out, and, I was with one brother, you would say, with one arc, but at that moment I was alone. People started to throw tables on me, this and that, I was thinking, what is wrong here, man? But it started all when basically this doctor woman, okay, showed her jab in the ear, basically, and she came to me, I believe, I don't know, all right, but all of a sudden, all the people worked with her, and I received the other persons basically as friends or as normal people, but when she came out with the jab, all of a sudden, all the people basically, there was one fat, really, and it's kind of strange, but there was really one fat woman, what I remember, really fat woman, which prepared to bow one table at me, okay, and she was actually that far away that I couldn't see that she was actually preparing to throw that one table at me, I was basically thinking like, what the F, man, okay, but they all seemed to were prepared to basically throw tables on me, in the right moment, basically, so she can basically inject the jab in me, you see. So basically, there was this one table who came actually a little bit too hard, because again she prepared, I was not seeing her because all these people, surrounded me, so I couldn't see her. But she had that one big table in her hand, actually. I don't know how she did this, okay? Women are not so strong, but she was really fat, okay? And I saw the table coming at me, man, okay? And after that, it's kind of like short, but it was really intensive. You see, there was there was another one. I believe he was clothed in black or so. I don't know, but he had basically like a torture suit case or what it is, and he basically started to push or to press tables in my stomach. Okay, he started actually to. I was not bind or so, but I couldn't move. All right, and he was basically pressing like he would torture me with the table. He started to press the table at my stomach. And then he did away the table, and then there was another table. Okay, so I don't know why, but I had to do really, strange with tables in between. Okay, kind of like strange, but it was all prepared. It seemed to be well prepared and this and that. So basically, I was seeing myself. Okay, one eye, my left eye was basically half open only, because I was really I was half killed basically. I could talk. I said to I was seeing myself basically. But at the same time I was in the body. So this was kind of like half killed, in a situation, and I knew, okay, they would give me some kind of, what is it, wannabe medicine, okay, and I remember asking them, "Oh, you really want to give me that thing there, okay, to eat, all right? Because if you do that, I will die, all right?" And I guess they didn't want me to die, but I remember me asking that. And then I watched to the right, and on the right I remember I didn't saw his face, but there was another brother, okay, and they basically had a scissor and they were cutting in his arm, kind of like, and he was standing there and I was laying, okay. So I just saw people or one or whatever, okay, doing on his arm with a scissor or something, okay, to do whatever, okay, some arm torture or blood. Vaine torture, I don't know, man. Okay, but I was thinking, kind of like, how does this feel, with scissor and arm, but me at the same time I was half killed already, because, I don't want you to feel this, because it actually felt real, I didn't know how I came there again, I just know that I laid on the ground. And there was always, and this looked kind of real how they used the table, it don't look like, they it looked kind of real, this was always this table, and they had a wally holes basically in my stomach, man, okay, but then they used basically another place to throw the table, to press the table in my stomach. So basically I knew, man, okay, at some time this is over. But for now, okay, the pain was just too great that I felt basically, kind of like crying or something. It was kind of like shock or so, maybe, like you would say, like 1 month, not 1 month, but 2 or 3 weeks. I actually was cutting into my hand, okay, by, I actually very work with caution when I use knives, okay, but this time I wanted to open something, and then it actually was with, with many pressure, actually, much pressure, it went into my hand, accidentally, and, it was very deep, man, okay, I couldn't move my finger for like days, man, okay, and the shock was so great, so big, that I didn't even feel basically pain, actually, I just told to my Syrian friend, basically like, you see this, man, this is way too deep, man. I showed him that, man. He was basically, it was too much for him already, man. If you would see it, man, how deep this was, man, too deep, man. Okay, and I was thinking to myself, why does this not hurt, because the shock was too deep, man. I was thinking basically that I cut it off my finger, but after a time I could actually move it a little bit already, and isn't that, it was really 1 nanometer or so, and it would be um you know one nanometer or something, and it would be a important vein, okay. uh you know and I don't know, man, but in the stream, man, it was kind of like I was feeling the pain, but it was more interesting actually to talk with this guy who actually tortured me. I was basically saying to him, he talked about, I don't know how we came to this topic, but he talked about his grandmother also, and he said basically my grandmother isn't this years old. Actually that guy who tortured me, right? And I was saying like, okay, so your grandmother actually very grow very old, all right. So this was kind of like creepy, and not creepy, we don't have the spirit of fear, but strange, like you have the woman at the beginning, you have a fat girl, kind of strange, man. Okay, and why they torture me with a table, man? Okay, what's that? Okay, but I actually stopped to think about the strange things in the stream. I actually get the message out of the dream, okay, because in the situation I knew it, I couldn't change something, okay. As I told you in some videos, if you are landing in being tortured, you can't change nothing, okay. And that would be very horrific to two dirts, because if they see themselves in such a case, they actually could change something, okay. So that's the difference also between them and us, okay. But we will go into some scriptures. Okay, we did everything, man, but I will let the scripture talk, because we had this in the Bible, of course. We had the Maccabees, isn't that? Okay, and they did everything right, man. Okay, but it can happen, of course, to you. Of course, we don't hope so, okay. I don't know if some brother is actually out there and he hopes to be tortured to get a better resurrection or something. That's sort of Hebrews 11 and 35. I don't want to feel that again, basically. If I remember basically how it all worked out for me in that situation, it was not that beautiful, seeing your brother also, okay, me half dead, and if one dies, the other one has to endure alone, isn't it? And all this madness, man. Okay, this is of course some kind of not good. Okay, not haue. All right, but I was not crying or something. I was even not emotional. I was actually talking with that guy. But they just did their thing, like they prepared, like they live their life just to do that, basically, not smiling or so, but basically you could feel they are in their element, basically. You see. So basically, I was not crying or so. I was just thinking, when this is over, it is over, and then it will never happen again. Okay, because if you think about it, okay, this will be our last captivity, and it could even happen that for some reason, or for some time, okay, Yahweh just raised me up, make me heal 100%, okay, or maybe even before me, the brother, and the brother, killed them all, and then we both are perfectly healed, and then we, start to go out, use spiritual powers and that. It can all be okay, but what I knew was, for the moment, I can change the situation, and for the moment, as it looks, I will die in like, my one eye was already like, it had no power from my brain coming, and I barely could talk, okay, but I knew, okay, now if they give me this one thing to eat there, I'm done, basically, okay, I'm in the kingdom then, okay, but if they don't do, okay, I will die anyway, basically soon, because my stomach was kind of like there was no air in it, man. Okay, so they used tables. Okay, so much tables that my stomach was actually at some point just a empty bag, basically, And I could breathe, but it was, maybe because I had no air, my light was going out, basically, I can remember seeing myself from above, not because I'm dead. Again, I was still in the body because I could see this thing, what they had in the hand, what they wanted to give me, that I can eat it. All right, and I saw me from above, so I looked at my face from above, but I was not dead. Maybe I was in a between world, because I could actually again see the hand right above me. See, so that's kind of like this way or another. I'm already two there, down there already, man. Okay, and this really felt real, man. Okay, I don't know, 5 minutes from the feeling, I just have this dog of 5 minutes in my mind now. Okay, how it felt like, Hebrews 11:35. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance that they might obtain a better resurrection. Okay. After the dream, I was really kind of like now really nervous. Okay, I'm really not a nervous person. Okay, of course, I drank much coffee today. Okay, but I actually wanted to talk about this because what I learned from that is actually beautiful. Again, I don't wish nobody to experience something like that. Okay, but we all hope that it will not happen to you because it can happen to every last one of human in this earth. Okay, um, especially people who basically try to be safe from that by being wicked. Okay, that's what I believe. Of course, you calculate only with that, with something like that, if you are on the truth. Okay, but according to Yahweh, some of us will not even die until they see the kingdom coming in glory. Okay, with him basically. Okay, so basically, you see, I don't believe that many are being tortured or something. Okay, of us in this truth now, man. Okay, what I believe is that many deaths will be a torture already, man. Okay, if you think about it, what comes to this earth, man, World War III and this and that. We came to this thing for life, man, not for death, man. Okay, but if it happens to you, man, you can be cool, man, really, man. If it happens to me, I know how to act, man. Okay, because I was kind of like chilling, man. Again, it was really painful. Okay, but if you can change it, man. Okay, well, I don't know, man. It's just like if you go outside and the nature works against you basically through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Nothing happens without him basically. And there comes a tree falling on you. Okay, what you can change then? Pretty much nothing. Okay, so what we hope for, of course, okay, not saying that this can't happen to us, but what we hope for is, of course, that we receive spiritual power, and then you can even move a tree, okay, or draw a tree away, okay, draw a 3 kilometers away, or Esau in this case, okay, against the wall, okay, like, okay, cracking all his bones in 1 second, okay, but we don't know, okay. First Thessalonians 5:9. I just say, be cool, man. It's all basically, it's all alright, basically, if you just trust in him, okay, because again, he can maybe deliver you by this one brother had a dream. Okay, a little bit nervous, so lucky for that. You don't know it from my videos, but it was also a beautiful feeling. Again, okay, I'm not saying okay, this is but you learn from everything, man. If you still think to this point, man, you don't learn from bad things. Also, there's something wrong with you, okay? Because if you really think about things long enough, you will always find out something good out of a bad thing, okay? Long enough, okay? If you think about it long enough, okay? Sometimes it just don't happen quick, okay? And only works if you're on the truth. First Thessalonians 5:9. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, you see, but to obtain salvation by Yahweh, Shai. Okay, the deliverer, basically, okay? Or who brings salvation, basically, okay? cancel, what I said by, in my own words, basically, by saying we're not here to be tortured, okay, is basically here the proof of that, okay? But, if it happens, be cool, man, okay? Because for some reason, I don't know, but especially in this moment, I believe that I am as near in the kingdom as it is possible, man. I just knew, okay, after this is over, and it will be over, okay? This is something that can change also, okay? And I'm in the kingdom basically then, okay? And the guy Stephanus, okay, who was actually being stoned to death, and when in the moment he was stoned, he actually felt kind of like more the kingdom than before he was stoned. You see, and that was basically what I experienced a little bit. It was not real, of course, but it felt real. So that's what I experienced in the stream, and that's maybe what Yahweh wanted to show me kind of a little bit, But let's go to Second Maccabees, chapter 7, verse, and it felt basically like kind of too real to be unreal, and the other way around. You basically thinking like, they really prepared to torture me. You basically thinking like, it's not worth to cry even about that. It's not worth to feel bad about that, because Yahweh wanted it that way. So what else, man? Okay, the kingdom, you see, because I was hating my body for that what he is, man, corruptible, man. You see, I was basically thinking on my body, like, I don't need this, just destroy it. I don't need it anymore anyway, you see. And that's basically what Stephanus may felt something in some way, man. Okay, it was really strange also, but I actually feel different about tortures and this and that, it kind of like I don't know, man, but I feel different about it, man, like it's not that strange anymore, basically, So let's get, it happens in this moment, okay, somewhere on earth right now, so, it's all for a reason, of course. Okay, you see, so from this mother, 7 sons were slain on one day in the space of 1 day. Okay, Salakia. But they all had to the end hope in the Lord and trust in the Lord. All right, you see. So that's what you want to have if you are in this position. I really couldn't smile. Also, I'm honest. Okay, there's nothing to smile. That's what I have to say. Also, okay, but nothing to fear at all. Basically, I was just, you can change face. That's basically what I had, man. That you can't change anything face. Okay, Esau, you can change anything if it was Esau, and me also, I can't change anything, I just know that the kingdom is there, man. Okay, for those who trust it or endure to death, Salachia. You shall have trouble 10 days, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's basically the thing, man. Okay, if you just endure to death, you basically said to yourself, man, okay, if I just endure this, however it feels or so, because it just feels strange, not, the pain is at some point, I believe, not even more, you can't have more pain in a second, that the time is basically preparing you, okay? There's something called time, and it makes an end to basically the pain, what you feel in let's say a second, you see? So that's how you start to think about these things, man, if you, I don't know, man, kind of strange, man, okay? I can still feel it in my body some kind of way, man, okay? Strange, man. So I just look for that one verse, I don't want to overdo this too long, you see. Come, here, okay, beautiful, in the first, it's, I believe, the better ones, okay, where we can bring in this video. Verse 2, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die. You see? So I'm ready to die, of course, you know, and you should be if you want the truth, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Okay? So let's go to the other one. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which fortified being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be. Okay, we don't have to read all the details, but you have to read this, of course. You know, if you want to know the Bible, you have to read all of the Bible, not just what you want to read. Okay, but for this video, we concentrate on these couple verses. For to be fired in pan, and as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, you see. And I was basically saying to myself all the time, okay, this will be over. And you know, the next few seconds, I said the same thing basically again. And you know, the between time was better to endure basically by doing that. Okay. Where here for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another. Okay. The Lord Yahweh, God looked upon us, and in truth had comfort in us, as Moses in the song, which witness to the face declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Okay. So when the first was dead after this number, so they basically endured to death. They brought the second to make him a mocking stock, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, will thou eat? It goes about swine's flesh basically, before to be punished throughout every member of thy body. But he answered in his own language, said, no, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did, and blah, 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 you know. Basically, they always came to them like, if you eat now, we will not torture you. But you know, the thing is, somewhere here it says basically that this one guy who tortured them will be tortured 1,000 times worse, man, or 1,000 times more. So, you know, if you think about it, kind of like, that's not even what I thought, you know. If you torture me now, okay, the same will happen to you, even worse, man. Okay, but that was not what I thought, man. You know, I was really into myself, you know, kind of looking forward to what's coming after that, man. Okay, but I couldn't talk to the brother also, so I just later, you know, and endured that. Okay, but let's see, we got another one. Now, okay, that was it. But you know, beautiful. That's the scripture of today, to the Spirit. For haue had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And you really, 2 Timothy 1:7. And this is really what you want to have, a sound mind, okay? Because a sound mind will not bug out, you know, kind of like, I would eat swine's flesh now, you know, or you know, this and that. Now, man, okay, you will see, okay, that a sound mind is not difficult at all if we come to these things like persecution, World War III. But let's close out with one scripture also, okay? My people, which say the evil shall not overtake us, okay? So this is especially, okay, the people who will also be tortured, like us maybe, but they will be tortured for no reason, and they know, okay, while they are in this situation, that they could, you know, actually, that they would had done it, had done it better. You see, Amos 9:10. Okay, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. What is the sword, man? Okay, it's just like that, something. Okay, you know, just Esau or some other heathen, or some World War III weapon, or some famine. Famine can be also like the sword, you know, it can kill you, but it's not the sword. You see, there's a difference according to Malachi, alright, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. You see, so basically they're saying like, oh, okay, if we're wicked, this will not happen to us, because you see, the apostles were tortured, you know, and if you're in this truth, you will be tortured. Did we not read like not a not appointed us to earth or something. I don't know, man. Okay, but they actually think the other way around, and that's in any perspective, if you look at it, not better, but actually, okay, there's also scriptures on what profit is it to serve the Lord and this and that, and this is at any perspective actually the way you don't want it. Okay, let's cut this off with that, okay, because it is, it is so. Okay. So famine is worse than the sword, but again, sword can be torture and famine is torture. Okay, let's say it like that. You see, you're basically dying off just like me, basically, kind of like slowly when your stomach is getting smaller, 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 and your stomach, this is what happens in a famine. And famine happens to the whole world, man. Okay, so, maybe you want to have, being shot with a gun or something, okay, even when you are elect, okay, better than to die of hunger, man, okay. I don't think so that Yahweh will put an elect to famine, okay, whether torture or something, okay, but that's just me thinking about it, because famine, I don't know, man, we don't know, okay, we know and prophesy and port, okay, but even when it's famine, man, you have to trust in the Lord, okay, you can make it where you have 2 weeks not eating, and then all of a sudden, okay, okay, some kind of bird comes up, and delivers you food, okay, you have to wait, man, you have to endure, man, and that's what Yahweh Shai said, man, okay, you can be in a prison, okay, dying of famine, okay, don't think it's not possible, man, okay, you want a crown of life, man, and you are already on the goal, basically, but you just have to do that last step, basically, and this step can look, okay, sometimes not like you want it to look, we don't even know, okay, who is elected and who not. But what we know is, okay, that we have that mind that has everything that elect member of the body does need, okay? So you are prepared for what? For everything, man. Beautiful. And with that, all praises to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai Baal Shem Kakodash. Okay, all praises again to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai Baal Shem Kakodash, for I believe like let's say like 3 months or so, I asked Yahweh for another dream because maybe I can learn something more from another dream, this and that. And now it was this dream, and I was kind of like, okay, interesting, I just learned something different again, man. Beautiful, man. And with that, all praises to Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai Baal Shem Kakodash, man. Okay, for that, man. You see, beautiful, man. Shalom, okay? Shalom.